So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, match number 4 of this evening's programme, the first of tonight's main events, is officially recognised under the Law of Mount Evan rules passed in Parliament in 1937 for the official Mal Mason British Lightweight Championship. We're very privileged also to have Mal's son with us, Richard, this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is officially recognised, as I say, for the official Mal Mason British Lightweight title. It's to be wrestled over 8 rounds of 3 minutes each, with 2 falls, 2 submissions, or 1 knockout to decide the contest and the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, coming from the blue corner, he is the official Rumble European Champion. He is a leading contender for the lightweight title, and tonight is the official challenger, weighing in at 10 stone and 10 pounds. We welcome, please, Jumping Joe Lando. His opponent, ladies and gentlemen, coming from the red corner, the defending champion from Boreham Wood, weighing in at 9 stone 8 pounds, Nino Bryant. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as this is officially recognised for the British lightweight title, will you please be upstanding for the national anthem? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So, it's 8 3-minute rounds, 2 falls, 2 submissions, or the 1 knockout to decide the contest and the championship. Jumping Joe Lando, the challenger from the blue corner, Nino Bryant, the defending champion from the red corner.
Thank you very much, Stephen Barker, our MC here at Rumble Wrestling. I am, of course, your commentator for Rumble Wrestling TV, Aeron Nix, and it is time for a mammoth main event here at Ditton Community Centre. One of 2 extraordinary main events we have for you tonight. The first being this, a Mal Mason Lightweight Championship contest. The British Lightweight Championship is on the line. There is the gorgeous gold in tribute of our fallen friend Mal Mason, a legend of this sport, a legend of this game. And now, these 2 men looking to continue that honour, continue that lineage of that extraordinary lightweight championship.
The first round.
Your referee, Mr. Matt Wilson, in charge of an incredibly prestigious matchup. It is the champion, of course, Nino Bryant, who captured the British Lightweight Championship all the way back in November of 2021 and has been ever present since as your lightweight champion. He beat Maverick Mayhew in an astonishing tribute to the legendary Mal Mason, but he has got it all to do here up against the Rumble Wrestling European champion, Joe Lando. Don't forget, the European Championship will not be on the line in this contest. This is just for the British Lightweight Championship, hence the extraordinary British rules and British rounds matchup that you are about to see. 8 rounds of British wrestling, 3 minutes for each round. The only way to win this contest is to capture 2 clean pinfalls or submissions, or score a single knockout. ever since 1933. The British Lightweight Championship has been recognised as one of the most prestigious titles in all of professional wrestling, and now all the way you're going to see a lot of wrestling of this manner, of this kind of credence, ladies and gentlemen. Two of the best technical wrestlers in the game, but also two of the best high flyers in the game. No doubt the pace will quicken at some point, but as is always the case most often, beautiful Regal-like escape there. Looking at cravat the right ankle. Joe Lando is Nino Bryant, and there he goes and slaps it on. Beautifully applied, that cravat across the left ankle, and now looking to apply pressure to Joe Lando's right leg. And Joe Lando able to create separation due to the fact that Nino Bryant was not able to apply enough pressure and isolate that ankle. Nino Bryant tentatively looking to lock up with Joe Lando, immediately spins right out and into a textbook beautiful Kimura light, and now just rolling right through into the headlock and then into the wrist lock control. The speed at which Joe Lando moves is not only exclusive to the air, it's also exclusive to the technical wrestling. A very quick roll up there by Nino Bryant, and now both men tangled up in the ropes, and Joe Lando looking to apply that strength advantage. Although, as we've seen before, Nino Bryant, no slouch despite his diminutive size. Nino Bryant giving up about a stone in weight coming into this contest. Joe Lando, of course, right on the precipice of the official recognised upper weight limit, which of course is 11 stone. That's 154 pounds for our friends in the United States. Round one is over, just 3 minutes into this contest. A very tentative opening. Our corner girls this evening, Rebecca and Heidi, doing a magnificent job making sure our athletes are well hydrated and also making sure that they are well looked after in each corner.
Seconds away, round two.
Nino Bryant and Joe Lando already have had a magnificent contest. Who can forget that instant classic back at Kimsley Community Centre during Good Friday? And now, after that matchup, Rumble Wrestling officials have seen fit to give Joe Lando an opportunity at Nino Bryant's lightweight championship. Round two, once again, Joe Lando looking to apply a lot of pressure. There's a combination of styles here. Joe Lando refusing to give up the ghost with that wrist lock, even though Nino Bryant was looking to apply a headlock of his own. And now, look at that, trying to knot it up beautifully. Swings over into a beautiful head scissors, but he's still got that arm lock applied. Absolutely textbook control, nowhere to go. Great ring position as well, right in the middle of the ring. But Nino Bryant, quicker than a hiccup, with a beautiful counter there, floating over into a headlock of his own. This is going to be a catch wrestling classic, no doubt. And look at that, beautiful pressure and leverage applied. This is why Nino Bryant has been the lightweight champion for over a year and a half now. Coming up on 2 years as Mal Mason British lightweight champion. It's going to take a miraculous maneuver of sorts. It's going to take a miraculous effort from anyone to dethrone this young man. But if anyone can do that, it is, of course, Jumping Joe Lando, one of the preeminent high flyers in the world now, never mind Britain. Back off a magnificent and successful tour of the United States. Once again, Joe Lando is now becoming a worldwide phenomenon. But while he's been jet-setting around the world, making records and making names, getting steezy wherever he goes, Nino Bryant has been ever present here on the British Isles and has been defending that belt with extreme prejudice. Look at this. An octopus-like maneuver. I mean, just knotting up the shoulders. Joe Lando's got nowhere to go. No momentum. It's all about core strength. And Nino Bryant overdoing it slightly, getting himself into a cover, but allowing Joe Lando the ability to escape. Now Joe Lando's going to take a moment just to catch his breath. This really is a feeling out process like no other. And now Joe Lando with a go behind. Nino Bryant switches beautifully with the roll through, looking for a pin. Joe Lando recognizes that, counters, double leg takedown. almost MMA-like in their abilities here. And let's not forget, both men trained extensively in the art of catch wrestling and MMA. And now Joe Lando with the gut wrench, looking to use some of that raw strength, that raw power. Oh, 10 stone and 10 pounds of it right on the weight limit. But Nino Bryant once again counters, and referee Matt Wilson looking to create separation as the men are once again in the ropes. Beautiful kip out there by Joe Lando, reminding him that I am not just an incredible high flyer, I'm a great technical wrestler too. Just got a brief glimpse there of the European Championship, which Joe Lando captured back at Kemsley. And at the end of round 2, once again, still nothing to separate these two men. A judging glance of sorts, but no doubt an incredible amount of respect between these two. Two friends in this industry. Being friends, being respectful only takes you so far in the quest for lightweight championship gold. The British lightweight championship, which has been active since 1933, all the way from George Dorelsko to Jack Dempsey, the George Kidd, Johnny Saint, Jim Breaks, Steve Gray, arguably the most famous of all champions, and now, of course, Nino Bryant. He captured that belt on the 29th of October at Sittingbourne in Kent at the Mal Mason Tribute Show, and has been ever present ever since. And now, just a show of brute force and ferocity in that collar and elbow tie-up. Nino Bryant looking to push Joe Lando back. Now Joe Lando looking to make every single pound of that weight advantage count, but Nino Bryant using that momentum to switch in, and cheeky little slap there for Nino Bryant. I'm going to remind him, you know what, I can do everything you can do at an extremely high level. That's why I'm a champion as well. Both men champions in this company, both men doing incredible work. And now Nino Bryant looking to go to work, looking to apply a lot of pressure. Look at the elbow into the back of the shoulder, and now the Marshall cradle. Of course, Joe Lando gets out again, and a beautiful rendition of that. Oh wow, Nino Bryant picks up the first fall of this British lightweight championship matchup. There you go. Nino Bryant takes the first fall, and of course that automatically ends the round. And Nino with a loving nod to our cameraman. He knows exactly how important that is.
That's round 3. That's the opening 4 of this championship contest. It goes to the defending champion, Nino Bryant. 1-0 to the red corner.
Yes, indeed. Nino Bryant, as it always seems, in full control. Round 4 about to begin, and Nino Bryant now just one fall away from retaining the Mal Mason British Lightweight Championship, and Joe Lando recognising that, wanting to make sure that the respect is known. Fair play to you, young man. You've picked up a fall, and now Joe Lando has it all to do. He's got to come back from 1-0 down. He's got to come from behind here. Otherwise, he's going to leave with just one belt, and that's not what Joe Lando wants to do. He wants to leave with 2 belts. He's the only man who can do that because, of course, the British Lightweight Championship is the only belt on the line in this traditional British rounds contest. Now, both men, the pace starts to quicken a little bit. What you're going to see is a lot more urgency, a lot more frantic nature. Beautiful head scissors takeover there by Joe Lando. He can't afford to panic, but he also has to recognise that the clock, the time, the match is all against him, because of course Nino Bryant technically just has to survive now 8 rounds, although of course if Nino Bryant can sneak another cheeky win, a cheeky roll up, then of course it will be Nino Bryant's for the taking, and he will be the victor and will retain the British Lightweight Championship. Look at that textbook wrist lock control. Joe Lando rolling through, looking to alleviate the pressure. Nino Bryant immediately reinforcing the pressure of that wrist lock, not allowing Joe Lando any momentum. Oh, beautiful roll through. Sits down, but again, Nino Bryant goes straight over the top, rolls through, retains the wrist lock control again. This match is all about control. It's about controlling your opponent, controlling your temper, and oh, beautiful backflip. Joe Lando rolls through, and once again, Nino Bryant is absolutely relentless, like the proverbial pitbull. Steve Gray especially would be proud of this work, and of course Steve Gray has been seen a number of times recently as a guest referee and just a guest in general for Rumble Wrestling. Of course, we always welcome the true greats, the legends of our sport. Nino Bryant just, technically, it has to be said, dominating Joe Lando. The torque, the pressure, oh, the energy. Joe Lando has not been able to get out of the blocks here, and that is a worrying concern for him. And of course, his corner team, because beautiful kip up there. And finally, Joe Lando able to get some control, just knotting up the wrist. Now looking to apply the strength. Beautiful cartwheel roll through, kips out the bottom leg, floats over, straight over again into a beautiful wrist lock again, and right back into the marginal cradle. Honestly, quicker than a hiccup. It's like a spider. Sweeps Nino Bryant's legs out, and now the pace quickens. Beautiful moonsault and a basement drop kick to Nino Bryant. Referee Matt Wilson, he's going to be dizzy by the end of this one. And Nino Bryant recognising that after all that control, he got called out, backing up to the corner, and that's the end of the round. We are halfway there.
End of round 4.
Overall, you could argue if this was on points, it could be a tie, but the bottom line is that Nino Bryant has the one thing that matters most in this matchup, and that is, of course, a pinfall over Joe Lando.
Round 5.
Nino Bryant leads the contest by 1 fall. Joe Lando showing some relative signs of frustration, but he knows that he needs to keep his cool. He has all the tools, he has the capability, he's got 4 rounds to get it done. His corner girl Heidi watching on here. And now, Joe Lando not interested in shaking hands anymore, a kick to the gut. He knows that ultimately sportsmanship's only going to get you so far. Nino Bryant counters a vicious Irish whip into the corner. Now, of course, it's Nino's corner girl Rebecca, and look at that beautiful athleticism by Joe Lando, who catches him coming in, catches the champion coming in. Beautiful roll for an old man, just spikes his head. Beautiful DDT and a basement drop kick as well. Now the pace quickens, and Joe Lando needs to move with a level of ferocity, because there we go, he took a little too long to get the cover in, and now chin lock applied. But he could have potentially had a free count there, but there was a small amount of posturing to the crowd. And now he needs to go to work once again on the champion. Nino Bryant, despite being in a slight bit of trouble here in the middle stages of the 5th round, still retains a 1-0 lead. And that's all that matters, is the scoreboard when it comes to British rounds wrestling. Referee Matt Wilson in good position there. Just a 2 count. Now Joe Lando looking to wear him out. Just trying to relentlessly push for covers, but only getting 1 count. Nino Bryant not wasting any time shooting his shoulder off the canvas here at Denton Community Centre. Beautiful scoop slam by Joe Lando, just flattens the champion. But that's not going to get it done. I understand the level of confidence, you could call it, from Joe Lando, but a 1-foot pinfall is not going to get it done. Oh wow, that might get it done. Just knotting up the back of Nino Bryant. A huge PK right across the shoulder blades, and now a deep cover, and Nino Bryant out again at 2. Nino Bryant's resilience here. Never mind not wanting to give up 1 fall, he's not willing to give up anything to Jumpy Joe Lando, and a beautiful inverted victory roll there. He's got him knotted up, and oh wow, and just quicken that big PK. Could that be enough? Could that be enough to retain the championship? No, it's not. Joe Lando gets out at 2. Pace quickens once again. Oh wow, Joe Lando using that strength advantage, just pancaking Nino Bryant across the ring.
2.
Quite literally, Joe Lando, I think he recognises that as he takes a moment in the corner. He recognises that he was quite literally half a second away from losing this contest. And of course, that's what makes everything so unique about this British Rounds match. Once your opponent has a 1-0 lead, they are quite literally just 1 moment away. And tell you what, as we get to the end of round 5. Joe Lando and Nino Bryant really starting to show the physical wear here. That's why we have our corner girls, Rebecca and Heidi, in their respective corners. Obviously, a great staple, a great tradition of British wrestling in its own right. Mal Mason himself, of course, a legendary corner man
Round 6.
in the world of sport days, as was of course our magnificent MC Stephen Barker, and now these young ladies bringing that tradition forward as we continue into round 6. Jumping Joe Lando versus Nino Bryant for the Male Mason Lightweight Championship, and now the pace is really going to quicken. It looks like technical wrestling is out of the corner now. Beautiful go behind it, a head scissors takedown by Nino Bryant. It's time to break out the high flying, gorgeous standing drop kick. Joe Lando knows he's in trouble, which is why he's moved over to the ropes, and again, that's very smart. That's awareness. You cannot teach that. That's wrestling acumen. Joe Lando getting his hand on the bottom rope, ensuring that there will be not a second fall, at least for now, for Nino Bryant. He just hits it with a stiff European uppercut. Round 6 of 8 rounds of 3 minutes of violent collision there as Nino Bryant forcibly Irish whips Joe Lando into the corner. Joe Lando just absorbing punishment at this point, but not standing down, and once again back to his feet, and a stiff forearm shot there from Nino Bryant, and Joe Lando taking a second to regain himself, and Nino teeing off once again. It's hard to believe at such young, diminutive ages these men have such extraordinary experience and credibility inside the professional wrestling ring. And a beautiful flying forearm there from Nino Bryant takes down Joe Lando. Is that going to be enough to retain the title? No, it's not. Joe Lando out too, and Joe Lando immediately getting a headlock, but rolling through. There is a lot of catch-style wrestling here, and oh wow, look at the power of the, it has to be said, smaller and more diminutive Nino Bryant. Look at the gut-wrench turns. Beautiful, beautiful work. Something that the Iron Sheik would be proud of as he just gut-wrench slams Joe Lando to the canvas, and Joe Lando is now seeing stars, wondering where he is. Can Nino Bryant take control of that? Just a 1 count. Wow. And oh boy. Both of these young men now just staring each other down, wanting to make a statement at the expense of each other. Joe Lando knows if he can capture the British Lightweight Championship, he will be a double champion. Something that is not seen very often in our business, and looks like Joe Lando being knotted up. Oh wow, rising knee left in the corner by Nino Bryant, not giving Joe Lando an opportunity to tend to that arm, and just a 2 count. Just referee Matt Wilson in perfect position, and Joe Lando looks to be in extreme trouble as we get towards the closing stages of this match. Now, once again, the clock, the rounds, they are against Joe Lando, with Nino Bryant still in firm control with the 1-0 lead. Oh wow, right on the bell. A Claymore kick from Nino Bryant. Now Joe Lando finds himself in extreme trouble because Nino Bryant can now head back to his corner relatively relaxed. Joe Lando's got to shake the cobwebs out. But at the same time, maybe the bell might have rescued him, because Nino Bryant could have had a pinfall victory there. We've seen him beat a number of people with that Claymore kick, and Joe Lando's still not back to his feet yet. Nino Bryant looking relatively comfortable over there with his corner girl, Rebecca. Round 7, just 2 more rounds of Nino Bryant not waiting, looking to press his advantage and a standing dropkick into the corner. He knows that if he can shut him off right now, he will retain the belt. He's not waiting to get to the end of round 8. He wants to get a clean 2-zip finish over Joe Lando, and that's why he's applying all the pressure. Oh, Joe Lando captures his leg. Beautiful float over and the flying roundhouse kick. Trouble in paradise indeed. And now it's Nino Bryant who has trouble in paradise, because Joe Lando, with that kick, has regained control. And he comes in with a huge haluva kick right in the corner. Absolutely stunning collision and a shotgun drop kick and the kip up. And now Joe Lando is really feeling himself in round 7. The urgency has to take priority though. He's astonishingly calm considering he needs 2 falls in a round and a half, and Nino Bryant must know this as well. Maybe it's just survival for Nino Bryant at this point, and Joe Lando looking to just deadlift Nino Bryant there with his patented German suplex. Ducks under that back forearm. Beautiful stuff. Roundhouse kick to the chest. Oh wow, drap, and then a beautiful, there's the deadlift German we were talking about with a gorgeous bridge The technique there, just ducking under Nino Bryant's roundhouse kick and capturing him in that gorgeous deadlift German. Just snaps it off. He makes everything look so easy, but believe me, ladies and gentlemen, the technique that requires is astonishing. This is why Joe Lando is one of the best in the world right now. And oh my God, did you see the elevation? Nino Bryant, 5-6 feet in the air, incredible drop kick. Oh, Joe Lando looking for that moonsault into the cutter. He's finished many a man with that, and now it's a backslide position. Both men in jeopardy here, but it's Joe Lando who gets the backslide on Nino Bryant. Oh, wow, and Nino Bryant's out. Nino Bryant going for the sunset flip, but wait a minute, Joe Lando counters and he got it. Joe Lando has captured the second fall. Joe Lando has evened it up.
So, ladies and gentlemen, in round 7, that's an equalising fall to the challenger, jumping Joe Lando. 1 fall to each wrestler, with 1 round to go.
Joe Lando could not ask for better timing. He could not have picked a better moment. And now it's Nino Bryant on the back foot. Rebecca offering her encouragement to the champion, who now finds himself back at square one. It's 1 fall apiece. There is 1 3-minute round left.
Seconds away for the 8th and final round.
It's the final round. One of these men is going to walk away as British lightweight champion. Is Nino Bryant going to retain, or is Joe Lando now looking to put the pressure on? Oh, wow. Nino Bryant countering that suplex, capturing him in the midsection, and now looking for one of his own. And now it's all about speed. It's all about how quickly can Joe Lando capture a pinfall or a submission here, because if he doesn't, then Nino Bryant is going to retain the British Lightweight Championship. And now both men just trading forearms. The urgency, the pace needs to be electric here in round 8, your final round. And Joe Lando just looking to build off the energy of Dick Community Center. A huge rising big boot by Nino Bryant, who now comes off the ropes and gets caught with one of his own from Joe Lando. A super kick from Nino Bryant. One in return for Joe Lando. A Pele kick from Nino Bryant. And the hand Stanson just flattens Nino Bryant. All that adrenaline. Joe Lando just powering through all that punishment, and now looking to finish it off, but it's Nino Bryant who reverses with a brainbuster-like suplex. There's the cover. Is that going to be enough for a clean 2-1 victory? No, Joe Lando just out. There is minimal time remaining, though. The clock is against Joe Lando in particular here. Everything in this instant classic has come down to this. Joe Lando and Nino Bryant have expended an extraordinary amount of energy. Now Nino Bryant looking to tee off with roundhouse kicks on Joe Lando, and Joe Lando just saying to him, give it to me, bring it. Bring all the pain, bring everything you have. But right now, oh, look at that. Going for that deadlift German again, snaps it off beautifully. And Nino Bryant just powers right through into a German of his own. The sheer level of adrenaline allowing these men to resist such pain in round 8 of a British round special. Oh my God, Joe Lando ducks under, and that's a nasty fall. Nino Bryant has spilled to the outside. And Nino Bryant looks to be in extraordinary pain here. I think he might have tweaked, could have possibly rolled or even broken his left ankle. He looks to be in extreme pain here. I believe referee Matt Wilson, not entirely sure why the bell just rung there. I believe Matt Wilson may have asked for the match to end, but Nino Bryant saying that he's fine. Referee Matt Wilson hasn't called the match off as far as we can tell. And now, oh, look out, Joe Lando and, oh no, Nino Bryant. Nino Bryant cannot continue. And now referee Matt Wilson asks for the bell, and ultimately, that classifies as a knockout. That's probably why, I mean, there's a little bit of confusion here. We're not entirely sure.
The winner of the contest.
No. It's not any like that. I refuse. I refuse to take this young man's championship like that. It's not happening. It's not happening. These fans, they don't deserve this match to finish like that. Not today.
Well, it looks like Joe Lando has other ideas.
I'm sorry, Stephen, but I can't take take this championship. He retains. I forfeit.
Wow!
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I was about to announce the winner and new champion. Ladies and gentlemen, let's first of all show your appreciation. Technically, the winner of the contest, Joe Lando.
I mean, Joe Lando is officially the winner, but he's forfeited the championship in favour of
Ladies and gentlemen,
sportsmanship.
I think you agree you've just seen 8 rounds of top-class wrestling. These two young men have fought hammer and tongue for the last 24 minutes. Show your appreciation, please, for Jumping Joe Lando and Nino Bryant.
Well, what a
Still the British lightweight champion.
What a story here, ladies and gentlemen. Nino Bryant, well, he retains, but only thanks to Joe Lando's incredible sportsmanship. Joe Lando opts not to take the championship, even though technically he was the winner.